Oh, hey, it's Friday.
Let's get this show going, man.
Welcome to the Bleeding Burgundy podcast, a Washington Commanders podcast for fans by fans, with your hosts, Jessy Martin.
The Cowboys are finished, you understand me?
John Taman.
Pull down my trousers and do your job.
Scott Hartley.
Well, that was dreadful.
And occasionally, Keith Gray.
So many social engagements, so little time.
And now, your host.
Okay, that's me, your host. Go ahead and let the gentleman in here. Here's our special guest, Keith Gray. I might as well right off the bat and say hello to Keith right there because he's here for the final game of the season. Welcome back, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Oh, I love it.
Hey, that was perfect. There we go. Hey. All right, so hey, it is the final Friday episode, not necessarily the final Friday episode, but the final one. We're going to talk about a Commanders game or a preview of Commanders game for this season. And how you doing over there, my friend, Jessy Martin?
Oh, fantastic.
What you doing there, Keith? Jesus Christ, you haven't even been on 10 seconds.
Oh, my bad.
Anyway, Jessy, how you doing?
Yeah, good. Fantastic.
He's
Wonderful.
fantastic.
A little sore. Been hitting the weights, but yeah.
All right. It's not got anything to do with that soggy bottom you were talking to us about last week.
No, that's tomorrow.
Okay.
Hey,
he'll be
I
sore.
saw that. I saw that post, Jesse, and I'm not going to lie. I went a little boing, 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 boing. Jesse's speaking my love language now.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I have no idea what he's even talking about, so I don't even know if I want to go look at it and find out who I'm on a podcast with. Speaking of, go ahead. Please tell us.
I was just going to say, he's out there taking selfies of his feet on
Oh,
a basketball court.
he's trying to attract Rex Ryan.
Yes.
Aha. Okay.
Yeah.
So speaking of people that are attracted to feet, Scott, how you doing down there?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks, man. I'm not into feet.
Well,
It's just, I'm not good.
So this is it. This is the final Commanders game of the season. We're playing against the Dallas Cowboys, who, even though last year everybody made all kinds of excuses because we beat them by 20 points by saying that, they didn't have anything to play for. Yes, they did. They had positioning to play for. But this year they have the division to play for. And if there's one thing I think that the Cowboys would be desperate to do, it's to get a playoff game at home. Jesse, what do you think?
That's true. I mean, we've seen it time and time again that Dallas is, they're undefeated at home, aren't they? I'm pretty sure they're undefeated at home.
Yeah, they were blowing people out. They just barely squeaked by against
Detroit. But I mean, that Detroit is a contender. I truly believe they are a contender. And I mean, let's be honest. Detroit should have won that game.
Yep.
But they definitely won a home playoff game. I mean, it's imperative for them to win this game. So I mean, I expect them to do so.
It's imperative. Scott, would you agree it is an imperative?
What, for Dallas to get a home playoff game?
Absolutely.
I don't really care because they're losing the next round anyway, so who gives a shit?
Okay, well, there you go. Straight from the Fox's mouth right there, Scott, coming across strong about the Dallas
I think
Cowboys.
they're more likely to lose if they have to play on the road. And
I agree with that entirely, Jesse. I agree with you. But either way, they're losing, so never mind.
I mean,
we'll move on.
I'll tell you, we can cross our fingers on that. But for sure, that's the point being is they've got something to play for on Sunday. So they will be putting people out there and trying to whip our ass, which, even though we'll be rooting for them to win on Sunday, it kind of plays into our favor.
We're on our ninth. We're on our ninth string cornerbacks. So, happy Lux and everybody in the chat. Appreciate y'all sticking with us.
Yeah, man. How you doing? Well, who's over there? Let me see who's over there. Oh, I see Scott Hartley's over there. Hey, Scott, how you doing? Oh, hey, how you doing? What's up, Deluxe?
I like to keep the chat entertained and write back when they write things in. It's the way to do things, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'll be the media correspondent.
I don't blame you. You can monitor that, and if we really want to keep them entertained, we just show them your Christmas pictures. Hey,
well, that's where did you get that? Where did you get that? My wife's been looking for that picture everywhere.
Well,
she has to sleep next to this and put up with it. So no wonder she's a Jags fan.
Things end up in my possession. So Scotty can entertain everybody. I do like. I mean, I hate that Andy got in a car accident, but I do like this picture of his car. So,
poor guy.
No, you put it back up there though and say things he says.
Oh, right. It seems to me I found myself in a bit of a predicament here on the side of the road. All right, now that's
not too bad, actually.
No, it's not really. No, Anyway, we're going to talk about this football game. Do we have a chance, Keith? Do we have a chance?
Hell no, we don't have a chance.
No, not even a slimmer of a chance.
No, not even a slimmer of a chance. No,
right. There's no such word as a slimmer of a chance.
No, hey, listen, it's not because the Cowboys are that good. It's because this team sucks that bad.
Or that bad. Yeah,
that's true. They haven't won since November the 5th.
The Cowboys are good. Let's not.
They're good, but I'm saying like it's not because I'm like, oh my God, they're just the powerhouse of the NFL. No, we're just the bottom barrel dumpster football team that we are.
That's right. We are the rev up game for their first playoff game at home because they're going to win the division by kicking the shit out of us on Sunday afternoon. I think the question really is how badly do we want to see it happen? All right. So we've got a special guest today, and here he is, our friend Deuce. Deuce from the Red Room.
Hold on a second. Hold on. First of all, there's nothing special about this guy.
Really?
Right.
Oh, wow.
I disagree.
Look,
just log off now, Deuce.
I hang out in the spaces with this guy. And he definitely has a way of running his space on Twitter. And if you guys haven't been there, go check it out. I'm sure he'll tell you more information about it. He runs a very tight ship. I mean, you can't curse. Well, that's a problem with me. And then, no. Hold on. Let me say, you can't curse if it's recording, right? So I try to respect, his room. He's the owner of the space,
But you are from New Jersey. So,
I'm not from New Jersey. Let's
right.
That's my wife.
You're from Florida. That's like the Jersey of the South. Shut up.
The Jersey of the South.
But
New Jersey's fucking inbred second cousin. Oh, what to go?
Right. I mean, you have a point, but I guess my point that I'm trying to make is he runs a tight ship. He asks a lot of questions.
Yeah,
and I'm just glad that he's on our podcast today. I don't know if he's a special guest. I'm the special guest, but I'd like to get into a conversation with him about these quarterbacks in the draft. But we'll save that when you're ready.
I think you can go ahead and y'all are getting it right now. So, dude, is there any other podcast that you've been on? And I mean, you've been on every fucking podcast I think that there is. Is there any other podcast that slobs your fucking knob as soon as you walk in the door like this one just did?
Jesus Christ.
All right, welcome to the show.
I remember when I used to get invited. He hasn't. I've only been on his show once. He hasn't even asked me to come on his show. He don't even want me.
See that? See what I'm saying? You've been on there twice.
Right. That's
twice.
Right.
Yes, you were one of the first. Actually, you was like the second or the third of my podcast, and you came on later the next year twice.
Oh, you're right. I did. Okay.
See,
I remember that.
You can't blame him, Deuce. It's such a whirling celebrity lifestyle.
That hat too tight. The hat too tight.
When he was saying about the point that he wanted to make, he wanted to show it to us. All right. So we do have a football game coming up. The Cowboys are coming to town. And all right, the question is this, Deuce, are they bringing their bench?
No. They ain't gonna bring it this time.
I mean, that's the hottest time.
They ain't bring it last year, so
I don't know. George Kittle went over and sat on ours last week, and I don't. Maybe Sandra was warm. I don't know.
So disrespectful.
I thought it was. Don't be rubbing your San Francisco ass on our bench.
I loved it.
You did?
I did.
You had some San Francisco ass in your time.
No, I loved it because that's something I would do, and that's something that I would do to a bad team that we.
You're a dick. I mean, that's I
think that's been established.
Yeah. 2 years ago, Deuce didn't think I was. He thought I was one of the nicest guys on planet Earth. And
yeah, I really did.
And then he got to know me, and then you guys aren't helping.
All I do is reveal the person.
Yam's throwing some shade. So look at he's wearing his own face on his t-shirt.
There you go. All right, so okay, you know what we have? We have a Cowboys football game that's really just kind of a formality to get through, and then we're hoping. I mean, Monday. I would think by the latest, we're going to have all kinds of happy news. It's going to be just like everything. And I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb right now. And I'm going to talk to Josh Harris directly and say, look, you want the fan base to come back? You want people in the stands? Hire the fat guy that you used to have on the dance team back. I'm telling you what, man. That dude was here. You think I'll tell you what.
It's so fucked up, John.
I don't know why. I'll tell you this. When I've been to the game,
he was good. I enjoyed watching.
Seriously, he was fun to watch.
But he only was there for one season. I don't know.
I know. And look what happened the next year. We're fucking 4-18 or whatever we're going to be.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. Okay. So as to the football game, Deuce, what are you looking for? I'm going to throw you right on the top.
I'm looking. All I want is Terry to get 55 yards.
Yeah, me too.
That's
all
right away.
That's pretty
right
much
away.
it. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't want to see any serious injuries that are going to take too long.
Yeah, don't want to see no injuries. Yep.
Right. Yeah, I'm with Deuce. I want to see Terry get his yards, and also I want to see the continuance of Quan Martin and his him excel because he's been playing well the past few games, and I think he's going to be a big piece. Hopefully, whatever our new defensive coaching staff comes in here next year can help him develop even more, because I think he could be an important piece to this defense going forward.
I liked what he did last week when he folded Kittle in half, man. Him and Forbes both combined on that. But man, when Kittle hit him, Kittle stopped dead. His top half went one way, but the rest of him stayed put. Quan knocked him good. That was pretty good. Scott, what are you looking for?
That's what you get for sitting on our bench, John. But yeah, no. In all honesty, I just want to see a resemblance of competitive football. Quan, yeah, you're right. He's been playing well. I want to see Emmanuel Forbes to try and get a bit of a better assessment of what we have got through Forbes. Obviously, as Jessy said before, we're down to our ninth corner. It's Whiteside, I think, is going to start. I mean, is Jabril Cox on the side of a milk carton because he's missing? No idea when he's ever going to start or even get any sort of resemblance of snaps. So it'd be nice to see what we do have in this as depth, because some of these players on a practice squad and some of these players who are, in and around the first team, they're going to have to come back because the roster machinations we'll get into, I'm sure, when we get to the off season. We're going to lose 26 players off this roster. So some of these players are going to have to step up somewhere along the line. So it'll be nice to see what we do have as depth pieces. I'd like to see a sack, John, as well, maybe.
That might be good. I don't know if you're into teabagging or anything. You can probably see one for about $15 if you go down to the right corners. Keith, is your wife going to let you watch the game? Is she going to let you talk on your podcast?
What? Why are you guys picking on me? I'm
just asking because her Eagles play at the same time as your team.
She is taking Carter. She's taking the big kid to actually go see the game.
Oh yeah.
So our game's at 4:30. Is that what am I reading correctly?
Yeah. 4:25. Very late for me here. Late finish. So
I'm gonna be at home. Chances are I'm probably not going to watch the game, but I'll be home.
Why not? Your wife's not gonna be home. Why aren't you? The kid that is gonna stay with you is the Redskins fan. You're not gonna watch the game.
No, I'm not, because I don't want my kid to continuously see them lose and then say, you know what, I want to go be an Eagles fan with
Bill's character.
Well, they've been losing too, to be fair.
Well, my character sucks because it's been happening for 30 years.
Well, that's not really got much to do with why your character sucks, but we're not going to get into that on this podcast. So you're going to show him This Old House or something, right? All right, so that's what we're going to just not even ask you about questions about.
Yeah, no, you can ask me. I'll tell you. I mean,
all right.
I'd like to see Terry, get his yards, and then I'd like to see all of them take their asses to the locker room, pack their shit, get all their shit out of there.
No major injuries.
No major injuries. Pack up all your shit, get it out of there, and 75% of you, I don't want to see you back. So there you go.
Yeah, I'd like to see our long snapper not make any mistakes.
I'm hurt by this.
Well, he hasn't made one yet, John. So
That's
fingers
right.
crossed.
See how easy
right.
it is? Jesus Christ, it drives me
I'm
crazy.
devastated. I'm devastated by this team right now. I'm hurt.
It's
I'm
pretty.
upset.
It's been a gutting season, so to speak. It's just been. I mean,
Yep. Call
this
me a
has
crybaby
been
all you
the
want.
most I've been like, and I'm fully invested right now. I mean, shit, we do a podcast twice a week, and I'm invested. But this is like the least amount I've been invested in a very, very long time. I'm just waiting for this season just to get over with, because once it's over with, then you can really start to get, once the firings happen and then the interviews start. And then that's when I think my investment will, being fully invested will come back to like 100%.
And I think like the new ownership, the whole thing that we went through, knowing we was going to get new owners and that whole process, and like people buying season tickets and everyone, like I think everyone got so high because of the new ownership that a lot of people automatically expected like 10, 11 wins. Like I'm kind of in that boat too. Like all of our, like if we didn't have new ownership, our projections would have been different. And we wouldn't be where we are now because the fall was so far. Yeah. Because we got so high because of the new ownership.
I don't know even if it was the new ownership. I truly thought we had a much better roster than we did. And I think on paper, you wouldn't have expected the defensive line to fall apart the way that it did. That's the thing that really has kind of aggravated me over the last several years, is that was to be the character of this team. That was to be the rock of this team. And it never, ever kind of came together. And it drove
4 first-round draft picks.
That's right.
And this
and
is
it's
what
true
we get.
what our buddy Peter in the chat said. There's a true rock bottom feeling to this season. And we've had these rock bottom type feelings before, but this was there was just no hope. After that Chicago game, like you just felt like you just got just kicked in the nuts, and that was it. There was no coming back from that, and it just happened to be true.
I mean, and Eric Bieniemy press conferences, like I'm ready
to
run through walls for this guy,
Right.
So
that
added to it too. This season is such a disappointment.
Well, and I think we came in with some excitement with Sam Howell too, because we didn't know what we were going to see. We were kind of building off that, the game before.
Game.
Yeah, and we've been trying to get our quarterback guy for so many years, and like any fan, for most logical fans, you want to be optimistic. You want hope. You want to see something out of it. And I think I don't say that any of my Sam Howell reactions were overreactions, because I think that he deserved the reactions that he got when he played well. And I'm still on the fence if we should move on from him myself. Like, I don't really know, because I'm not an expert like that. I can only go based off what I see, and
when you're not watching the game.
When I'm not watching the game, correct. It's when I'm sitting in spaces and listening to Deuce, educate the people in his spaces, about the games. I know he's watched them, and that's all that matters to me.
Yeah, Keith makes a good point about Sam Howell. It's
must be the first year.
What we've talked about as far as how his development went, and how many of us in the fan base felt like Bieniemy did not do him any favors in his development. Relying on, as he should have relied on the run game, because the run game is a young quarterback's best friend.
You saw what it was capable of last week. You saw them play balanced football.
Sure.
For a little part of the game.
And it's a really interesting topic as far as, what these new, GM and coaches are going to have to talk about and discuss, because they're going to watch all the film on Sam Howell. They're going to have to make this decision. I mean, it's likely that, they're probably going to go another way, especially with the number 2 overall pick. But it still has to be a conversation that needs to be had. And who knows, maybe they feel like, they can get the best out of Sam if they build around him. We don't know that. It's just not likely.
What do you think, Deuce? You think he's a guy worth building around? I mean, this is the thing. A lot of people have been I don't know. You got these folks that run around on social media crowing about I told you back in week 1. Well, you know what? So what? So you fucking predicted failure. Congratulations. It's the easiest thing to do. So now that we've seen a season of him, what do you think?
Yeah, I was all on the bill for Sam train mid-year through the season.
All of us were too.
He was showing it to us.
And it was a thing where he was it's like the season should have been flipped. Like he should have been how he is now in the beginning of the year.
You're right.
And cut fire because I that's the part I don't understand. Like, how did that happen? And you kind of see when it started to happen, right? I forgot when we played I can't think of the team after the Falcons.
The Patriots?
Yes. So if you notice when teams started blitzing him, kind of sort of what Buffalo did, he adjusted. He adjusted well because he's one of the best blitzing quarterbacks for a few weeks in a row. But then teams stopped blitzing and they just started disguising the coverages more. Now he's patting the ball and he's being indecisive.
Yeah.
I'll tell you where it went wrong.
He went well, yeah.
I'll tell you where it went wrong is when in training camp where Eric Bieniemy thought it was the brightest idea not to work on the run game.
Well, you saw the thing that came out today. We are the least running team in the league.
They did not practice the run. I mean, you heard players come out, you heard coaches, you heard the media come out saying that, yeah, they didn't run the ball in preseason. I mean, like that should have been a huge red flag right there.
3rd and 1 calling shotgun plays or 3rd and 2 calling shotgun. Yes, you can mix shotguns in with those types of plays, but come on, man, we weren't the team for that. You know, and if you've got a running back that can drag 4 guys and get 6 yards just on that effort, and you mean to tell me we can't call a particular play to let that man get a quick first down? Come on.
Watch this, and this I said this last week. That's a problem. The goal line has been going back to the Gruden years of being unable to get on the goal line. But watch, this is a running back.
Going out of the pistol this time to McCaffrey. Another carry and another good run, and he burrows down. Seemingly has enough for another first down.
So you see, he puts his head down. He drags guys with him. But I wanted you to watch. There's an isolation of Cody Barton on this play. This dude has no fucking idea what to do. Watch this.
Going out of the pistol this time to McCaffrey. Another carry and another good run, and he burrows down. Seemingly has enough for another first down.
Motherfuckers all over the place.
He actually did that one play. Like, I forgot what play, but he actually did that.
Yeah, he did. And I mean, that you can probably play that on any given play that he does. He doesn't know where to go or what to do. He ends up running through the wrong gaps. He runs.
Working on the run game would have helped the fucking defense too. I mean, like let's be real here.
And the offensive line
refused to do it, man. Like even you watching the game last week, every successful drive started with running the football.
Yep.
Every successful drive we have, I know he threw the pick down in the goal line, but even still, moving the ball, all of it started with running the football. You know, like they benched him, and then Jacoby's supposed to play. He gets this phantom groan thing, and now all of a sudden you talk so down about this kid, but you're gonna start the game off with 3 passes
right away. Right,
exactly. We got audio. We got audio of a conversation with Harrison and Rivera. I don't know, John. Can you put that up?
I do have that. Hold on a second. This was. We're not going to say how we got this, but we got this thanks to our inside contacts.
Hello,
Ron, it's Josh.
Oh, hey there, boss. Happy holidays.
Look, Ron, what's this with you starting Jacoby this weekend?
Oh, yeah, I think he gives us the best chance to win, you know.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there, Chief. And, look, winning isn't that important.
Oh, no, I'm sure it is, boss. This is football, you see, and ever since I've been playing it, you're supposed to win.
I don't care. Start the kid or start from.
Well, but I already went and had a press conference. What am I supposed to do now?
I don't know. Make some shit up. You pulled a hamstring or something. Just do it.
That's going to sound awful fishy, boss.
Yeah, but that's your problem. Did you get those boxes I sent you?
Yeah, sure, I got them.
Good. Fill them up with your shit by the end of the week.
okay. Hello.
Josh Harris, everybody.
There we go. So, all right. So I guess the big question is
that's how that went, Deuce. That's how that went.
All right. So is he going to let him get out of the stadium? Is he going to fire him on Monday, or is he going to fire him on Sunday?
I think he's going to fire him on Monday, John. And the question for you is we could do a true or false here. True. I'll ask the question: true or false? Do you think that everybody gets fired? OC, obviously DC's gone already, but OC and head coach, do they both get fired?
I mean, worst case scenario, because Bieniemy's under contract, he could stay on until the new coach gets hired. But Bieniemy's gone. There's no way.
Yeah, well,
I think you're right.
The Falcons might have interest in him. Boy, I tell you what
you're saying earlier.
Crash lately.
What you're saying earlier, Jesse, when you're saying it went wrong when they didn't practice the running game. This is another one of Ron. I don't know if it's Ron Rivera's mistake as like head coach stroke GM. Everyone was excited when Eric Bieniemy come in. I was as well. Like you said, Deuce, he's the guy who's going to put people in the right positions to win. And that's what he said in his opening press conference. And I was very impressed with him, the way he spoke. I thought, this kid, he's going to do the job.
We all thought so. And then he turned out.
Wait for him. Fuck. There you go.
Thank you, Deuce, by the way. That's my favorite clip of all time.
And now we look at it and we have a pass first offensive coordinator in a run first team. What is going on?
Pass first, second, third, fourth, second drive, sixth drive. We have a pass all the way until we're down by 30 points. That's when we stop passing. So
that's crazy.
All right. So everybody is going to get fired. It's a question of Saturday or Friday or Monday. And I might as well play this because, here you go.
Meditations with Magic Johnson.
It is the end of the 2023 football season. My Commanders are getting ready to play the Cowboys, and it looks like we are going to finish the year on an 8-game losing streak. We will not be going to the playoffs, and that means we probably won't be going to the Super Bowl either. That is not good. Me and the rest of the owners of the Commanders are going to fire everybody. Rob Rivera, Eric Bieniemy, everybody. I don't like firing people. It reminds me of when I had to call people to tell them I might have given them the AIDS.
So fucked up.
What?
Jesus Christ.
I don't even know.
What is wrong with you? What is wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
What are you talking about? It's just a piece of life. Deuce, you're not even amused. What the hell's up with that? All right. Is Magic Johnson off limits? We're not allowed to make fun of him.
We haven't seen one of his delightful tweets after a game.
Guys, he saw everyone make
he's a bot. Like he's a bot.
He is a robot.
He's a bot. Like he's a bot. He made one of what the Dodgers.
Well,
a couple weeks ago.
Someone we were having an argument on X a couple weeks ago, and someone said Magic Johnson's not going to let this team lose, and I'm saying he's a face of this. He doesn't have like any real importance into this team. He is a face that everybody knows.
That's important.
Sure,
importance, yeah.
But he's not going to have anything to do with the construction of the team itself. He's going to be great for the community of Washington. The DMV. But as far as like putting in the team together, I think there's a false, hope as Magic Johnson is actually going to, be that guy.
He's one of 30. He's one of 30 guys.
Magic Johnson is a guy in the community that everyone knows, loves, and respects. Right?
That's right.
And it's in every community.
For sponsorships, money, and community work. That's what.
Let me actually.
But also, hold on though. Go ahead.
Now I was kind of thinking about that earlier, and I think maybe I saw the same thing you saw. I thought about it. I say, well, like when you bringing in key or premium free agents, right? Yeah. Or premium executives that you want to be in. Mm-hmm. It's not really about X's and O's. It's about vibe at that point, right? We know they can play football. We want them. Right. So now we need to create a vibe that they will feel welcome.
Again, that's
Why not have the 6'10" dude in there that everyone loves?
Right, Magic Johnson.
That's the only thing as far as football operations that I think he's going to be a very instrumental part in. It's just being in the room talking.
That's
like,
right.
Agreed.
That's kind of what I mean by like a face, man. He is a face that everybody knows, loves, and respects. You know?
I totally agree.
Magic Johnson can also connect to the young kids because the young kids that are coming into this league, and even guys who are in the league, they have a lot of respect for him. So when you come in with that resume of just respect alone, and you know that you have the connections to reach out to people, it wipes away that, no one ever wants to come play for, Washington anymore. That's really all that hire was of him getting involved. And good for him. He had the money to get it, some ownership into it. And, it is what it is. But my beef was never with Magic. My beef was with the fans who thought that Magic was going to change the face of this organization.
Oh, he's going to help.
Listen,
the fans
the
are stupid. You know that.
Yeah, I know that. But listen, the Lakers could be terrible. People are going to come to the Lakers and play for the Lakers for multiple reasons. The market,
I got a question.
The marketability of that person. They're close to where they can get marketed. And then also the legacy, the history of the Lakers. We don't have that in Washington. So
it stands for Wakers.
The Wakers.
I mean, we had it in
Wankers.
Well, now that's not going down that path again.
So
you had a question, Jessy.
Yeah, I got a question. Okay. We know who, we're all old enough, Deuce. I'm not exactly sure how old you are. But I think you're
younger than Keith.
He's 52.
We are all of the age that we know, really know. We saw Magic Johnson play. I was younger, but what about these guys that are, 22, 23 years old? Does he have that same type of, impact to them as he would to us? So do you catch what I'm throwing here?
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be maybe as much because they're going to be hearing about it all secondhand, but yeah, he's the new Muhammad Ali, if you get my drift.
Because he's not Michael Jordan. Let's be real. He's not nearly like a Michael Jordan.
He's likable. He's incredible.
No, Michael Jordan isn't likable, and that's the difference.
Magic Johnson. And he's worldwide respected. And I firmly agree with Deuce, and I thought that right off the bat is that I'll tell you what, you get a free agent in here and he's teetering between us and that guy over there, and you sit him down in a restaurant with Magic Johnson, you really tip the table at that point. So
that's kind of what I'm saying is these free agents or even these younger guys are younger than us. They don't know the vibe of Magic, like the full effect of Magic that we do. So could that hinder that a little bit?
But he'll have the opportunity to do what he does. His name is going to get him the people interested because you didn't have to sit and watch Magic Johnson play to know who he is. He's mentioned all the time. I mean, as well as
he's got a lore. Yeah.
He has a lore.
And also the extension of Magic Johnson, right?
The legend of
you get a kid in here, a young kid might not know about Magic Johnson, but the PR team finds out that you give me somebody, any NBA player, anybody.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I mean, so you get all the way to LeBron James,
right?
Like his favorite player is LeBron James. Magic can bring LeBron James to that meeting.
That's right.
Like he can do that. Not too many people can get LeBron to get on the jet to come to this meeting just to be in the room. Like not just Magic himself, but the extension of Magic helps him relate and be able to connect with the younger fan base.
Magic Johnson can paint. He can literally sit in a room with someone and paint the picture of a vibe, and people are going to listen because he's that kind of guy that can do that. He is smooth with the talk. He's very likable, and he's not new, obviously, to the sports industry. He might be new to how things work in the football background, but he's going to be able to adjust well just by his name and who he is as a person. So I guarantee that's why they wanted a man like that to come to this organization to change it from the way it was perceived before to, look, we got good guy Magic Johnson here.
Sure.
And good guy Magic Johnson is going to be a good guy. He's going to be a community guy, and he's going to be a guy with connections, and his connections have connections. And so it's going to wipe away the perception of what our team was before, he got ownership of the team.
Do we think he's going to be that involved? I mean,
No.
let's be real. He's
beyond
a shareholder.
I'm glad that they didn't call Ben.
He's going to have zero decision making other than sitting there and saying, "Yeah, I like him. He's got a good personality."
All right.
I don't even think he's going to do that. They're just going to say, "Hey, Magic, we want Russell Wilson. So this is the meeting. Can you come in and meet him and greet him?" Now you go to Commanders Park, whatever they call it now. You got Doug Williams. The kids definitely don't know, and Doug Williams has no connections to the young community. But now you got Magic and Kevin Durant greeting you at Commanders Park when you come in.
Doug Williams did the right thing with Doug Williams, knowing that he could connect to the older fan base. They needed someone, and even though Magic Johnson, played in the NBA years ago, he still was involved in basketball operations, still knew the young kids, and the young kids that play basketball, they all know who Magic Johnson is. You don't have to meet him to say, "I like that guy," or "I want my game to wrap around the way that guy's game was in the time," but modernize it to today. But they know who he is.
My point.
So there's going to be no issue.
I would suggest that by now, if you don't know who he is, Google. Let's do some true false. You want to do some true false?
Yeah, my point is that Magic, with the 30 people that have bought into this team, is basically a shareholder and is not going to have any major decision be any part of major decisions with this team or construction of this team.
Can I just get off the back of that and make another point then? If we're looking at this and we're talking about Magic coming in and doing community work and meeting free agents and all that sort of stuff, what do we actually think of this team going forward then and everyone does get fired, when we're looking for a new GM, a new head coach, new coaching staff, free agents, etc., with all of the cap space that we have, with the 5 picks in the top 100, you can finesse the cap a little bit more and get over 100 mil to go. Do you see this as a destination that everyone wants to go when you look at it in example of, let's just say, the Chargers, who, yes, they have a quarterback in place in Justin Herbert, but they are minus 30 mil in cap space. If you're a budding GM, where do you want to go?
The most
I don't think we're calling people. I think GMs are going to come here.
That's all they have.
I agree with that. I agree.
Their receivers are getting older. Keenan Allen, or they're coming up on contract. Yeah, well, freaking Michael, what's his name, can't stay healthy. The dude gets hurt every single year. They've got good. Keenan Allen's fantastic. Yeah, Mike Williams. He gets hurt every year. Keenan Allen's fantastic, but isn't he like 31 years old? He's coming up on contract. So they're going to have decisions to make, and they're getting older. I think this is a much more attractive destination.
That's what I'm saying. If you are a budding head coach or a budding GM, I don't think we're necessarily calling people. I think they are calling us.
I got to tell you, if I'm budding, they better be calling me, because I'm just that kind of a guy.
I just think that quarterback is this. If you have a quarterback, you're already a step ahead of everything. Because it's so hard to actually get that guy. They got a quarterback there, already, and they do have some pieces. Yeah, they got work to do, but I mean, the number one priority is already there. You already have that to work with. When you come here, yes, we got draft picks and we got cap space, but we got a lot of holes to fill.
We do. You know what? Magic Johnson plays into that, because we have energy. We have positive energy going forward, and I think that's what gives everybody the confidence right now, is that come Monday, everything starts over. Everything. We have a chance to do something that we haven't done around here in so goddamn long. I can't remember the last time we did, where we started everything over from the bottom on up. So anyway,
it's gonna be a fun offseason.
To your point, Jesse,
it's gonna be a fun offseason.
Like, to your point, Jesse, like because I agree with you, the quarterback, but like the flip side, you could have this GM as like, I want to be responsible for this. Like if I go to the Chargers, then I kind of not cheated, but I didn't, you know what I'm saying. But if I go there, I can start. Like this would be all mine. Like I mean, you might have the top guys.
And you got a point. I see that way too. It's just because it's so hard to find that quarterback.
So hard.
You know, it's and there are so few and far between that. You know, like Ron said earlier this week, if you got a quarterback, you know, you're already a step ahead of the process, you know, and I agree with him in that aspect. I absolutely do.
Yeah, it's the way the NFL's built now. What do you think about what Ron said today? I thought today he told some truth where he's only been coaching for 5 weeks, but he's been managing for 4.5 years or 4 years.
Yeah, that just symbolizes everything that I thought.
I know that the radio station, big hubbub, you know, Brian Mitchell and JP were, I mean, he came in and shit hit the fan when he came in, and he did have to manage stuff.
He had to manage.
I don't care.
Well, it's the truth of the matter. You care or not.
It is the truth, but it is the truth. But I don't care. He signed on knowing that this was going to happen. So
I don't know if everybody knew that his training staff was going to get raided by the DEA. The FBI was going to be putting yellow tape around his training.
He didn't know he was going to get cancer.
You come to this organization.
Name
Stop
change.
it.
Name
Stop
change.
it.
Stop
Stop it. With everything that goes on in this organization, you're not walking into a clean organization.
Clean is one thing.
That's one thing.
Shit all over the floor that explodes out of a freaking toilet. That's entirely different.
All of that.
Dude, I'm telling you what. He walked into a dirty men's room and like, dude, there's stuff on the floor, and the toilet exploded all over.
You're a Ron Rivera apologist. Oh, we should feel sorry for Ron Rivera.
It's not about feeling sorry for him. It's about stating facts.
The only thing you can do from history is learn from it. And if you're going to sit here and say that the history of it isn't real because I feel macho today, it's just a load of shit.
He knew that he
I think
like a Trump voter for owner,
and that he was going to have to clean up this garbage.
It's not the same. No. He didn't know he was going to have to sit there and defend the fucking owner for having dirty porno videos of the
Get out of here. Take your military ass out of here. You're fired. I don't care. Dude, I only got to coach for 3 weeks. Shut up. Shut up. What you did was wrong.
He's 0-5.
You robbed my money. You robbed my money.
He didn't rob your money. You gave it to him, goddammit.
He robbed it. I bought into his nonsense.
I mean, you did walk in the casino thinking you were going to win.
Answer Scott's question. You guys keep trying to change.
I have an
idea.
idea. How about stop buying your fucking microphones from North Korea? Jesus Christ. Scott, you got something to say.
Go on. Answer the question.
Scott, all right. Scott, what was your question?
I just said, do you think this is an attractive destination with the money?
No, it's not an attractive destination, but I want to work off. I want to work off of that, right? So at the end of the day, these players care about 2 things, 3 things: where they're at in their career, okay, where they want to be, and money, okay.
All right, money's number 1.
So money is number 1 on that list. So guys are going to get, their agents are going to go to them. And they're like, hey, there's interest here. There's interest here. There's interest there. What this ownership group needs is a guy like Magic Johnson to be able to sit and paint the picture of what their future can be like. Then it's going to be up to that player.
You get back around to that.
John, I am talking.
I know you're talking. You've been talking for 20 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ.
I haven't said a fucking word. Don't start with me.
True or false? It is almost impossible to get true or false started on this show.
Because you, sir, don't interrupt my thought. All right. Where was I at, Scott?
I don't know. You were right behind. And
Magic Johnson. It's not my mic, you assholes. It's the I don't know how to fix that. Anyways, it's in my ear. What do you want me to do?
It's a lot better when you tone it down a little bit.
When you shut up, it works great.
So Scott, go back.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So go back to what I was saying. Shut up, assholes. I'm talking. Scotty.
I got you, Keith. Go.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Am I crackling, Scotty?
I don't care. Just go for it, man.
You're starting to listen a little bit.
So the picture is going to get painted about the direction of this organization. You can really only paint that. We can't be in a more perfect situation. You can only paint that picture fully when you've got a quarterback, right?
Agreed.
Well, we are now pick 2, right? We have no choice, right? We don't have to make a decision on Sam Howell. We have to make a decision on, out of the 3-4 quarterbacks out there, which guy do we think is going to, which guy is going to take
deserving in the first round?
We all know as fans, if you're thinking logically, this team is in no position even next year to we could flirt being better, right? But you can't tell me that I can think that we're an absolute turnaround when you look at how disastrous this team is this year, right? So I can only logically say we could be a little bit better. There's no pressure in saying that this quarterback that we draft has to play next season. You could still build around a quarterback, okay? A quarterback, and then when Sam Howell is not, if you're starting him next year and he's not progressing well, because Jesse, you and I are on the same wavelength. I don't necessarily like a rookie coming in and taking over, right? I don't mind that 1-year sit down, right? Or if Sam Howell is playing awful, then you put the guy in, you put his feet to the fire, and you say, here, this is your organization, do something with it, type of deal. So this whole destination or people, attracted to come here, look, at the end of the day, if they're going to get paid and they're at a point in their career where they can still stick around long enough to work through this building, or as people were using the new term, retooling. Fuck is that retooling? Like I literally,
I don't know.
I
would guess it's about something like what I'm going to have to do to this fucking show when you finally find a period at the end of this fucking
there
sentence.
is no period. I have to keep talking so you guys stop interrupting me and you don't shut up. So I'll talk for the next. Hold on. What do I got? What time is it? It's almost 6:30. Oh man, we got 30 minutes. We can go we can go 30 minutes. Anyways. So that's answering your question, Scott.
There you go, Scott.
Got you. Thank you.
Anybody, you put the money where it's at, and it's depending on where their career is at. They're going to come regardless. All this other nonsense is just nonsense.
Well, on that, every team that had the most cap space over the last 3 years got better. And I want to see a team. I agree with you. One of your points there was you and Jesse and John. I saw you tweet it out as well. And I think Deuce, you're in exactly the same boat because I've listened to you on the Spaces. We don't expect us to be turned around in one season. That's not going to happen. Yeah. If you can give me a season like Houston's got, with a competent person under center who we all agree that is the guy,
that's a turnaround.
I'm happy.
That's pretty quick.
I'm happy.
They're a lot better than you would have thought.
My whole
I know they are. Growth. Just show me
exactly.
That's what I want to see is growth. And the reason why I say, I don't expect a great season next year is due to the fact that there is so many holes that we have to fill. I mean, we got 23 players coming back on. Was it 23 or 25 or something? Players coming back.
We're going to be running out a rookie quarterback, and you're right. Big hole.
That's half your team right there. That is half. Half your team. We have 9 starters coming, 9 starter worthy players coming back. That's on both sides of the ball. That $90 million is going to go quick.
All right. So true or false? Can we play true or false? We ready?
Yeah, go on. Let's do it.
Okay, we might as well do true or false. All right, we'll start with you.
Is John an asshole? True.
Yep.
Is Jesse ugly? True.
Well, you've seen him naked, and you've used his loofah.
Is Scotty a handsome gentleman? True.
No, false.
All right, let's see.
Jesse said I look like a pedo earlier, so that's not ideal, is it? Let's be honest. I mean, fucking hell. He's telling me I'm on the Epstein Island logs now. What's happening? I mean, honestly.
You look great there, Keith. I got to tell you that.
We should have let John interview Cat Williams.
Thank you.
Oh, I saw that.
John doesn't even know who Cat Williams is.
Yes, he does. What the fucking do you think? Jesus Christ. I live on this fucking planet. All right, anyway, true or false? Deuce.
Deuce.
Ron Rivera will retain a job in some form with the team.
False.
False? No, nothing at all. All right, Keith.
No way.
All right, I'll go with Keith. Keith, Jason Wright will retain a job with the team.
False.
False. All right.
Ooh.
I don't want him.
Yeah, I want him to stay. I think Jason's
I'd love
done
for
good
him
work.
to stay, but
I think he's done what he came here to do.
And if he does, like, so any organization, if you ask that, well, I can't say that because I don't know how the other organizations run. I know for years we know with Bruce Allen being the president, he was involved in operations. We actually have a president who is involved not in the football operations, he's involved in the business operations, right? So is there a chance that he could stay? Sure, because he's not responsible for the team's production the way Bruce Allen was.
Yeah.
No, he
All
did,
about
he
business.
did what he came here to do.
Right. And
Which
so there is a chance that he could stay. I don't think he will, in my opinion, but there is higher chances that he could stay, and I hope he does.
Okay.
I think Jason this year was really supposed to be how Jason was supposed to be the last 3 years.
Agreed.
Like,
well, he had to be more involved.
I know, but I'm saying, like, but this was, I mean, yeah, the name, but even still, like, it, like you saw Jason every, like he was actually a coach. Like you saw him all the time. This year, you're not really seeing him as much, and some fans think it's because he's not going to be here. No, this is normal for a team president on the business side. This is normal.
Right? You don't know who they are. Right.
Look,
we know who ours are.
wasn't-
They're in trouble or they're standing out front telling us that, hey, we're winning off the field or some stupid
He
shit.
wasn't active on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And so the first two, I think with him, what he tried to do, and the reason why his face was everywhere and he was seen, because he was trying to regain that connection between
Right.
fans
He's trying
and
to
the
rebuild.
team.
Right.
Correct. And then in year 3, he's like, time to, he was still out
new
there.
owners though.
Our conversations with Jason and Scotty will attest to this. It's a total different, with Josh coming in, it's totally different. We had a long conversation with Jason about this, and it's run totally different. He loves it. He hopes that he can stay. He wants to stay.
Competent organization.
But
100%.
it's definitely, he's definitely behind the scenes, and it's fast paced stuff, man. He's working. And I have a feeling that he's going to stay.
Look, I hope if the last thing that you do is to rehire the fat guy for the dance team, I will be fucking happy because that would be the number one thing to bring fans back into the stadium. All right,
they're bringing more band members back.
Scotty, this is Antonio Gibson's last game as a commander.
True.
They're not going to bring him back. Nope.
No,
all right.
True.
I'm going to say false.
He's due for a contract.
He is due for a contract, but I think I think he's done enough in the limited fashion this year that the new coaching staff will want to bring him back because he has played well in the second half. When he's had an opportunity to, he's played well.
If he played in any other position, Jesse, I'd agree with you. But running backs are 10 a penny these days. Absolutely, any running back for a vet minimum, no problem at all. See,
we have him over here a dime a dozen.
You've been a great help.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I just never confident with him.
I don't think anybody else is going to want him
up the middle.
Keith's got something that gives himself thumbs up. Or what do you think, Deuce?
I have no idea what that is.
Really?
No, I don't know what that is either. It's weird.
I thought John was doing it.
No, I don't.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't have it.
Unless it's someone on Twitter who's watching, pressing the thumbs up.
Probably, Yam probably bought a couple of his Japanese friends in there, and they're like,
"Oh, oh wow, okay." It's not pixelated, John, so we'll move on.
All right, Deuce. Antonio Gibson, final game tomorrow as a commander.
Yeah, I'm kind of with Scotty. I say no. I mean, and it also depends on his number, but the thing with Antonio Gibson is that not really about the fumbles, but it's just he's been hurt since his rookie year. Yeah. Like he has bad feet, and it continues to linger with him. And being a running back, that's already like puts him behind the 8 ball. But that's why I think they go draft, try to find one of those home run hit type type players.
I like Brian Robinson. I think that somehow between all of us in the podcasting world, we got to get him a nickname that has to do with a train. That dude just reminds me of a train when he's running because once he gets up to speed, he is hard to stop. And Scott, you had the callous, awful nickname of Bullet Train, and I kind of thought that was bad. But then I made an AIDS joke about Magic Johnson. Everybody yelled at me, and Keith talked for 20 minutes. So I guess I learned my lesson. All right. but I like him. I like Rodriguez a lot.
Was class.
But man, I'm like you. I want that home run hitter. I want that guy that gets one cut and he's gone and nobody can catch him. That's what I'm looking for. We need something that's got some fire like that. All right, Jesse, true or false? The Commanders will end up with the second pick in the draft.
True.
All right, what do we
need
need
help though? It's not just a losing.
New Orleans needs to win.
New Orleans does need to win.
Steelers
it helps if the Steelers win. It helps. Yeah, like three. But there's 3 things out of 6 games that needs to happen. I can't remember every single one of them.
The Colts have to beat the Raiders, I think. Or no, the Colts have to win.
Yeah, but I don't think the Colts have anything to do with it. Maybe, I don't know. But I know if it is big if the Saints beat the Falcons.
Right.
And we just need New England to lose as well. If New England lose, it doesn't make a difference.
Oh, yeah. And who is New England playing?
No, New England wins.
They're playing the Jets.
We're fighting for that spot with New England.
They could win.
Yeah, New England. If New England win, then that's it done. Yeah.
He's not going to go out there to lose anything. I don't care who we're picking. I'm 70.
I do think we get second, though. I do think we get second. But will we stay in second? I don't know.
All right. Okay. True or false? Deuce. Everybody at Keith's gym calls him Stinkfoot when he's not there.
False.
No, I'm gonna have to put an X on that one. That's true.
I love you, Deuce.
All right, Keith, I'll drop this one in your lap. Sam Howell will start week 1 next season.
Oh, gosh.
False.
I think it's more likely Jacoby Brissett would start week 1 than Sam Howell.
No, that's a true or false if he comes back. That's
Brissett, he's only a 1-year deal.
I'd like to see him back.
Is there any truth to what he's saying that he was kind of lied to, told he could start or compete to start? Is that true, or is that just a bunch of internet hoo-ha?
No, I think it's true
for him. I mean,
he said that.
That's true.
That's what I was reading last week. That he said they told him.
Said in his press conference that I think one of the questions was, "Did you expect to wait this long before you started?" And his answer was, "Hell no." And then he went on and said, "I came here and I expected to have a clear competition."
Okay. That explains.
Then he backed it.
That explains the groin injury.
Yeah, but then he backed it up and said, "Well, but I'm happy to being a mentor for Sam. Blah blah blah. The usual. I'm a good teammate speak." But let's be honest, every quarterback wants to play.
That explains the groin injury.
Ron come and kick him in the ball.
That explains the groin injury. I didn't know he said that.
I think he could start elsewhere.
I mean, that was when his press conference he said that too. Yeah, he's gonna. But I mean that was if Sam totally shit the bed in training camp, then he was there for the taking. But Sam showed promise and growth.
Right.
So you go.
Here's why I don't think Sam Howell will start either, because you got the number 2 pick.
Yeah.
This is an instant gratification league. If you find your way to get Caleb Williams, okay, I'm not advocating for it. I'm just saying, because I know Deuce is going to accuse me for advocating. But you get a guy like Caleb Williams, ain't nobody going to let that man sit for a year. He's going to go in and he's going to take the growing pains like everyone else had to.
If he matures a little bit. That's the only thing that worries me about Caleb Williams is his maturity. That's it.
I'm not terribly worried about that. All this stuff with his nail polish and what he wrote on his fucking nails. Guess what? Young people do young people shit. And you know what? I really don't see too much about it.
I think you paint your nails too.
What's that?
So you paint your nails too. Old people do old people shit.
Well, yeah, but
here's another true or false. Then I'll go with everyone on this one. Do we draft a QB at 2?
True.
I'm gonna say true.
True.
I mean, I think you got to.
True. I think so.
Either May or Williams. If not,
you've been searching
around.
You've been searching for it for a long time. So let's just say since 2012, right? You've been searching for it. I mean, even before that, but you get my point. You've been searching for it. You're in a perfect position. You don't have to necessarily trade the farm like you did with RG3. So, and new ownership, you've got, you don't have to trade anything if you end up liking, Drake May or Penix.
I don't think you trade anything if you get to 2.
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, you'll either have one of the two quarterbacks.
Unless they absolutely have to have Caleb Williams.
So do you love
trade that you make?
Do you love?
What do you think Chicago are taking Caleb Williams?
No, I don't.
I think someone will
then,
trade
well,
up.
then we're fine.
The scenario, you're right.
I know.
Someone will trade up.
Yeah,
I think they have the opportunity to trade back and still get their guy, possibly.
That's the question. All right, for one,
or they just pick their guy and say,
as long as they don't get Jaden Daniels, I'll be happy. I don't care.
Do the Bears keep Fields for one? And if they are going to entertain the idea of keeping Fields and they're going to open up the phones, now you have to think about all these teams that need a quarterback and which ones are willing to jump up to go get the guy that maybe we love, right? Like I said, Keith, you love Penix. We all know that. So the fact that if we really love Caleb Williams, if we wanted to move up that one slot based on the chart, we don't have to sweeten it too much to be able
500.
to do
It's 500 points, so
500
it's the equivalent to a second round and a fourth round. But
Yeah,
they're not
but
going to
it's-
take that. They're not going to take that. Nowhere near.
Yeah, and out of the we looked at it the other day. After the top 20 teams, 15 of them could take a quarterback, right? So when you think about the point scale, like it's not going to matter this year with the quarterback.
If one of them was
the only thing about if they do decide to keep Justin is they can't go back too far, especially between it on Marvin Harrison and Rome. If they really view Marvin Harrison as that's the guy that they want,
I think they should take him number one overall.
Yeah, because look, you have to be very careful because now you got Arizona that could be sitting there at 4. So even if they trade with the Patriots, then the Cardinals could trade with us if they want Marvin Harrison, and then we still gonna be in position to get the quarterback.
Right.
Fields will stay, and Marvin Harrison Jr. will be the.
He has to go number one.
Yeah,
he will be. I think so too. I think that's the scenario.
He is all get on. And I'm fine with either Williams or May, whichever one they decide. I'm good with either one of them.
So now I want to break this down too. You got to. Oh, go ahead, Justin. You were my bad.
I was just going to say, as long as they bring back the fat guy for the dance squad, I'm good to go. We did.
No, like we're in a good spot. We're going to get, especially if we're going up to that.
Do y'all want to call Jerry Jones on the phone? I forgot about that.
Well, hold on.
Go ahead, Keith. Hold on, Keith. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, and I was just going to say, if you think about this quarterback situation logically, I don't think we're drafting Drake May, another North Carolina quarterback, to sit there with another North Carolina quarterback. I don't think so.
I don't think they care about where they're coming from, more or less. I see what you're saying, but
I'm just, again, going logic here. I don't think you want to go that route. I don't know if you have trust in those college quarterbacks. 2, Penix was, played very well. I can't really speak on him because, Deuce, as you know, like I didn't watch this guy's career. I just watched that game, right? Just like I do with anything else. And I feel like, his injury history is going to shy away a lot of teams.
Yeah. Dude's got no knees.
I'm not saying that he will not be good in this league. I have no idea. I'm just saying I think that if I were looking at it, I'd be like, man, I don't know, man. We kind of dealt with that with RG3 having 2 major surgeries before he was drafted and came here. I don't know if you want to go that route either. And then as ownership, you're thinking money. What guy is going to bring hype to your organization, make it exciting to your organization, to the fan base, and
draft Tom Cruise.
Perfect opportunity to get, with national opinion, that Caleb Williams is the best quarterback in this draft.
Agreed.
There's no way you don't make that move.
I'm gonna go off of what Keith said. I read a very good article from John Kime today about the kind of owner that Josh Harris is, and Keith makes some valid points. But Kime talked to like the commissioner of the NHL and a lot of people who know what kind of owner Josh Harris is. And one thing that struck me, a paragraph in that article, was Josh Harris does not care about what the fans think,
good,
what the media thinks,
good,
or national perception,
good.
The only thing that he cares about is winning. That's what he wants to do, is win. So in your point, Keith, as making a big splash, I get that. I totally get that. But I think it's going to be more on the tool side and what's going to help this team build, even if it's going to take a year or two or even 3 seasons to get there, to what quarterback is going to best help this team develop into the team that they want to be. And if fans have to wait a little bit longer, for that to happen, I think this is just the information I gathered off the article. Keim is a respected reporter. We all know who he is. And I just found that very interesting. That and to be honest, coaches and GMs and they shouldn't listen to fucking fans. They shouldn't.
No, we're the last people they should listen to. Oh my God, that's the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard that anybody would do that.
If he's going on the aspect and listening to actual football people on their decisions and how to best build a consistent winner, okay, that's what we need to see here. We all want a consistent winner. And if it's not the splashy signing or splashy draft pick, I think we should try to be okay with that, at least, for a while to see how that turns out.
I think that's the thing we get right here is the complete reset, which gives us an opportunity to get the coach quarterback combo right.
And that's important.
That's
truly
important.
That's
huge.
And
I don't, and Jesse, I don't actually disagree with that concept, that thought at all. I mean, that's the way that it should be. My concern is does ownership have a QB in mind that they like and love?
No, not going to do that.
And are they going to hire a GM that aligns with their level of thinking?
True or false? We have a GM by the end of next week. They announce a GM by the end.
You can't do that until January 22nd.
Can't do it until
All right.
Yeah, that's the earliest you can hire.
Hire, okay, but. Look, they're not going to. It's not the old days. Dan Snyder's not scouting anybody. We don't have that going on right here.
Yeah,
all right, so
thought process into that because I don't believe that at all. No, I don't believe that.
That these owners aren't going to do what Dan used to do.
No. These owners are going to do a little bit of what Dan used to do. Bro, these owners, man, everything is being put on the winning side of this. Sure, everyone wants to win, especially when you own a team. You want to win. But if you don't think drawing in that player that's going to bring you money is going to be a thought in the decision-making process.
At the second pick in the draft, everybody is that player. No matter what it is.
Everybody's not that player.
Unless they pull an Al Davis.
If everyone was that player, John, we'd all agree that
nobody knows who it is. Yeah. If you're going to take who are expected to be any of the top
totally
5.
Disagree with you.
You can disagree with me all you want. It's not like you let anybody else fucking talk. Here's the bottom line of it. If
you know how it feels.
Well, hey, buddy, I've been sitting here listening. If at 1 or 2, if you pick any of the top 3 or 4 players that are in this draft, yes, that's gonna shine. If they think that they should, if this coach and GM thinks that they should start this build by picking Fashanu or Joe Alt, I don't give a. There's no way they're going to turn around and look at him and say no. They're not going to sell tickets on that. And if they do, man, we are so fucked again. It's ridiculous because he knows. Like what you were saying about Keim's article. This guy knows it's a long play. Winning makes more money than any other fucking flashy shit that you can do from year to year to year. You'll make more money by turning in a winner, and if you're patient enough, you can turn in a winner. And I think that's where we are. That's why I was trying to say about the coach and quarterback combination. We have an opportunity to get that this time, which has not been something we've had since Norv was the last guy to pick his own guy. Norv was the last guy to pick his own guy.
Yeah, and Keith, what Keith was saying, and I get it. You want that shiny toy. That's why. Like earlier when we thought that Sam might be that guy. Everybody was talking about a Bowers or Marvin Harrison Jr. because that's a shiny toy that everybody will be excited to see. And I get that thought process. I just don't think it's personally. I don't think it's the right way to do it. Right way.
I don't think it's the right way either. My argument isn't right or wrong. My argument is these billionaires are rich for a reason.
Some of them,
I don't trust them.
Like Jim Irsay. Yeah, he got rich for a reason. He was born.
Keith, if you're that level of person, you've got to step on a few toes, haven't you, to get that money? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
There's
But I mean,
people down
okay,
that chain
so-
who don't like people, and that's
So-
how it works.
Let's wrap this thing up here. All right, we got to come down to a couple of things about the football game. Do we have any chance at all in the football game? We'll start with you, Deuce. Yes or no?
0.
No. All right. Anybody got to say yes in this game? We got any chance?
Just get Terrius 55. That's all I
Terrius
got.
55. All right. So let's hear a score prediction. Go ahead, Scotty.
33-10 Dallas.
33-10. Jesse, who you got? What do you got?
That's a low scoring affair there, Scotty. Yeah, I got 44 to 13. I said it.
44-13? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I didn't hear you over the music there. All right. I'm going to go ahead and say 36-14. And Deuce, what do you think?
I had 38-14.
38-14. All right. Well, you got a safety on there that I didn't see. Keith, what do you think is going to happen? Oh, wait. I know what's going to happen. You're going to watch This Old House.
What?
Yeah, I know.
It's saying that you're not going to watch the game. You're
going to watch figure skating on ABC or something.
I mean,
rodeo.
figure skating's cool, man.
It's a rodeo.
What do you have against figure skating?
Cut their fingers off.
I have nothing against figure skating unless I'm watching football, and then get that shit off my TV.
What the heck? He said 50-0.
And he's got 50-0 for Scouts.
I guess you enjoy watching our team suck.
Well, all right. So, what's the score going to be, Keith?
The score is going to be.
Let me guess.
40-10.
No, Keith is going to write like 7.5 on a card and do this.
All of us had, a score in less than 15 points. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How long has that gone in the past 8 games? When's the last time we scored over 20?
Don't know. Can't even
That's
tell
a
you.
good question. That's a good question. The last win we had was November the 5th. Is that the last time we did it?
Terrible.
And there's still people that want Eric Bieniemy to be the coach.
Is that when it was? November the 5th is the last time we went over 20 points against the Patriots?
Well, the Jets. I'm sorry. Yeah, the Jets. Because
right.
that's only because Jacoby came in.
We had a fucking lead against the Jets.
Yeah, that's right. The Jets. But we were losing that game, up until the last couple drives of the, fourth quarter. So,
And we scored 20 against the Rams the week before.
There you go.
Still, that's for a offensive genius. To me, that's
not good.
It's not good enough.
Deuce is over on Twitter telling his friends he ain't coming on this corny ass show.
No, I was looking at the scores.
Yeah.
Because at one point we were averaging like 23 points a game.
I said earlier in the year.
There's like a 5-game stretch that, the offense did well, and that's when everybody was like, yeah, Sam's the guy.
Well, I said it all off season. What we need to do is average about
against the
26 points a game. If we get one more touchdown a game, the thing that let us down was the defense, and that made everything else fall apart. So,
Jets was 28, wasn't it? Yeah, Jets was 28 points.
And the Rams was 20.
We scored over 30, 3 times this year?
Yes.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Did we? Or was it just twice?
I know there was at least 2.
3.
33 against Denver.
3 times. 3 times.
Yeah, 3.
Yeah, the Eagles. I remember the one Eagles game, and then what was the other one?
3. Both Eagles games. Both Eagles games. We've got.
I thought we only got 27 that first one.
No, 31-34 we lost, and 38.
In Denver, we scored 30.
And then Denver, we scored 32. Yeah.
So,
all right, well, there you go. Now we've had a bunch of numbers to think about. All right, so we're going to all come back after the game. Deuce, I'll tell you what, if you want after the game, I mean, you do your own thing after the game. Scotty says he won't be, but he will. He'll zombie his ass in here. But right after the game, we all get together and we bitch about whatever we saw or whatever. We just talk about what we just saw. Deuce, where can everybody find you, sir?
Just Red Zone in the lab, wherever you go.
Yeah. The truth, I was in Rockville the other day. There it was.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's true.
All right, Keith, where are you appearing this week? Are you down still at the Holiday Inn on Route 309?
Yes, sir. You can catch me there all the time.
There you go. All your favorite piano hits from Billy Joel all the way to Joel Billy. Keith,
doing an autograph session and everything. In fact, I'm going to be like Oprah. The 4 of you can have a shirt of me if you'd like. One for you, One
You get
for
a shirt.
One for you. One for you. I mean, you can all have it. Let me know.
I'd stretch that motherfucker way out. You'd look like you never lost a pound. All right. And then, of course, we will be back on Monday afternoon at 5:30 to discuss what we just saw over the weekend and probably a good firing that we've heard about over, we'll probably have a lot to do.
So.
I will tell you this. On New Year's Eve, I went out. So when I go out anywhere, I don't drink anything. So when I got it back home, I don't feel like drinking this bottle of champagne that I have in there in the refrigerator. So once they fire on, I'm going to pop the cork. I will pop that. And then my boss will be like, what the fuck are you doing? It's 9 o'clock in the morning. Oh,
and before we go, I do have a question for the room.
All right.
Listen, Ron does not, in no way, shape, or form should Ron be celebrated, for anything that he's done. He really has. But is there,
he did his best.
Should there be a send off for him, like Josh Harris to be like, hey, we appreciate everything that you've done with the organization, or should there just be that's it?
Should be a nice statement and a tweet saying thank you, Ron, and that's about it.
I think they'd do more.
Almost like a.
Go ahead.
It should be like a politician that resigns from the cabinet and the prime minister writes back and says, "Thanks for everything you've done for me, even though you were fucking useless. Cheers." Move on.
I think the send off is more about Josh Harris and how he's going to be an NFL owner than it would be about Ron Rivera and what he did or didn't do. So I expect something more than what fans is willing to do.
I agree. I think they'll do something classy, and I think fans will act like dicks.
And I wouldn't be mad at it because I think that Ron Rivera is a good human. I just don't think that I think coaching has passed him by. So, sure, give him a good send-off. There's no reason not to. I mean,
I said earlier in the show, I think what he said today was 100% truth. He's been here as a manager and now he's been just coaching for the last 5 weeks.
So I agree with Keith that I just think he just bit off more than he could chew, like honestly. And then with all the other stuff on top of that, it was just too much for him. It really was, and
too much for anyone.
It didn't work.
The man dealt with cancer while he was coaching this football team.
Yeah.
And that alone right there is, that's a big deal. It's very tremendous. No one knows what he actually went through, while doing that. And yet he still dedicated his time and did what he could for this football team. I can appreciate that. I'm just ready to move on.
I hear that he was a good driver. I think that he was rather courteous out there on the highway. He was never being a dick on the beltway or anything like that. So kudos to him for that. I understand he was a good neighbor. He never let his dog shit in anybody else's yard. So kudos to him for that. He's a great human being.
We're feeling sorry for Ron here a little bit. He's getting paid $8 million for another year.
I thought it was $10 million.
$10 million. Is it 10? Is it, Deuce? All right. Well, there you go.
Sorry for him.
It was 10.
But
I did want to mention that Monday morning starting at 7, we're going to start the Ron Watch on the Spaces.
Countdown.
You might want to come.
Yeah, everybody pop in there.
At 7?
That'll be a long watch because it ain't gonna happen until at least one in the afternoon.
I know, Deuce. Do you even sleep?
No, he's a vampire.
You can sleep
there was one time I popped my eyes open at 3 o'clock in the morning because I was getting ready to go to the gym because
I remember this.
I know I get notifications of
these arms can't get jacked at home, So I go to the gym and I look. I'm like, what is this guy doing up?
I always see the notifications on these Spaces on there.
He sent me a private message about half an hour ago. Yeah, he said when he stops talking, wake me up.
What could you possibly be talking about? How much this team sucks? Nah, bro, I'm not letting this team do that to me. Not at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Deuce is out at 3 o'clock in the morning in a hotel room going, "Oh, it's all right, Andy. I'll talk to the UK lads." I'm in the shower. It's 10 a.m. I'm like, "What are you doing?"
Hey, that's what 3 a.m. Love to do.
You weren't even in your own time zone.
I mean, Keith, when you say something, you got to stick to it, man.
We never did get to talk to Jerry today, so maybe
we'll talk to him Monday.
We'll talk to him on Monday, dependency on how he feels.
You don't got to stick to it. I flip-flop all the time.
Yeah, flipper.
Yeah, I flip-flop all the time. Caleb Williams is going to be our quarterback, but
maybe not.
Maybe not.
I firmly admit that I don't know. Fuck if I know.
Don't know.
And I don't
None of
have
us
an
do.
opinion
Not
on
a
who's
damn
better
one of
than
us.
who. Like,
No matter how many fucking mock drafts you do, know what the fuck's going to happen in April.
We don't even know our pick right now, so
Yeah.
we don't even have a GM. We have no coach, but we're over here talking about.
Hey, what else we gonna talk about?
That was right. What are we gonna do? Talk about
We're
Keith
going to talk
Porter
about how
and
this
Jim?
team. Yeah.
Mock drafts at the end of October. Amazing, isn't it?
Look,
Mock
these
draft.
arms don't get jack sitting at home. I don't know.
That's
what to talk
I don't believe that. I bet your left one does. Anyway,
Oh yeah.
we're not going down that road. All right.
I'm married. What do you expect?
All right, we'll see you after the game.
There's nothing wrong with that. Your arms are that long for a reason. If not, then midgets would have a much better career. Anyway, that's enough of that. I've made a really bad joke. So we're going to leave it at that and say goodnight. Bye.